Good morning, Mr. Chairman. My name is Fred Birnbaum, the Idaho Freedom Foundation. I'm here in support of House Bill 436, and I guess I would echo Representative Moyle's closing points about yes and I want to speak to that with some specificity. This bill does lower Idaho's top rate for individual and corporate taxes to 6%, making us more competitive with surrounding states, and that's a good thing. I do have some concerns, and these are sort of technical and structural that I think are important as this committee considers this bill and potentially other tax relief. The first one is the budget picture is very opaque to everyone at this point. We're told that the surplus is now $1.9 billion, presumably at the end of fiscal 22, but we're not told the entire picture. I mean, for example, the ending balance in the budget book for fiscal 23 is $2.7 billion if you just look at the current law and agency requests. So that's a lot of money, and I think clarity around that is important for this committee to make good tax policy decisions. Also, there's been no discussion of why the governor's recommendation to pack the rainy day fund, also known as budget stabilization, with $1.2 billion is acceptable when this extra money could be returned to taxpayers. And again, I'm speaking with the view as how does this committee know what the target is when you have a lot of opacity on the spending and then on the totality of the revenue side? Because that $1.2 billion number, and this is very important, that is net of this $600 million tax cut. It's already pulled out of that. So that's a huge number, the $1.2 billion. And it's actually shown as within the Fitch guidelines at the top. But I know I'm getting technical here, the denominator is $5.464 billion. So it seems like we're over-reserving money that could be returned as part of the and to taxpayers because of the inflation. Another concern I have, and I think this is very important to this committee, there's been no thorough review of what is driving the revenue picture other than some obvious amalgamation of business activity, federal dollars, new residents, and inflation. For example, from December 19 to 20, these are year-to-date numbers, individual income tax revenue was up 24.3%, and then 20 to 21 year-to-date up another 10.4%. Why? What is really driving that? The corresponding corporate income tax numbers are up respectively 18.8 and 138, and you heard that right. That is year-to-date December 21 versus prior year, up 138. For sales tax, the numbers are 11.2 and 13.2. Again, this is year-to-date through December. The first one is 19 to 20, the second is 20 to 21. And there's probably an inflationary component. I believe the committee should understand all of these revenue drivers better before settling on this one particular idea. My third concern is the rebate piece of the bill, which at $350 million comes on top of $220 last year. This implies that $570 million was over-extracted from individuals, suggesting some sort of structural imbalance. Does it really make sense to just issue rebates year after year instead of structural reform? My final concern is this committee should be an arena of ideas, plural, not a singular bill, not a singular idea, and it'd be appropriate to weigh this bill against alternatives, for example, lowering the impact of sales taxes, which is easy to do, property taxes more difficult, but perhaps more durable. Sometimes you have to do hard things. Thank you, and I'll stand for any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Birnbaum. Committee?